Hi, athletes. Today we're going to look at types of angles. And let's look at some properties of angles. First, we have the acute angle. And an acute angle is less than 90 degrees. Then we have the obtuse angles. And an obtuse angle is more than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. Then we have the right angle. Notice it has a little square here. That little square tells me it's a right angle, and that means it's exactly 90 degrees. And a straight angle, which looks like a line, is exactly 180 degrees, or two right angles put together. Complementary angles are angles that we add together and they equal 90 degrees. So you can see that this has two angles, and if we add them together, it equals 90 degrees. And again, I know it's 90 degrees because of the little square here that they have by the vertex. Supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees. So you can see that there's a line, so these two angles add up to 180 degrees. Angles on a line add up to 180 degrees, so you can have more than two angles on a line. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the sum of these four angles would be 180 degrees. At a point, it's 360, so you can think of it like a circle. So if this is my point, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the sum of these five angles is 360 degrees. Vertically opposite angles are equal. So when we have two lines intersecting, the vertically opposite angles are equivalent. So you can see that I showed that they are equal by putting one little dash. But if you also look, the top and the bottom are also equal, and those are two dashes. So the top and bottom are equal, and the left and the right are equal. So let's name some of these angles. If I'm looking for three acute angles, here's one of them. You could have angle AFB. Notice that I say F is the vertex. It always has to be my middle letter, but I could also name this angle BFA, as long as my F is in the middle because it's the vertex. But I could start with the A or start with the B. Another acute angle is BFC or CFB. Remember, these are angles that are less than 90 degrees. And another one is DFE, or you could say EFD. Three obtuse angles are angles greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So here's a big one, and we could say angle BFE or EFB. Also, we have CFD or DFC. And lastly, AFD or DFA. Now, two right angles. A right angle is exactly 90 degrees. And here's a clue. You see this little square here. That means it's 90 degrees. So angle AFE or EFA. Also, you can see that angle AFC is also 90 degrees or CFA. Two straight angles. Well, we can look at this as a straight line, so we could say angle CFE or EFC. When we name our angles, remember that we always use three letters, and the middle letter is always our vertex. Another straight line is right here, so I could say BFD or angle DFB. This angle has to be exactly 30 degrees. So let's think about what we know. We know that this is a right angle, which is 90 degrees. So if angle AFB is 60 degrees, 90 minus 60 is 30 degrees. So we could say angle BFC, or I could say CFB. Another one that I noticed is right here, because vertically opposite angles are equal. So angle DFE or EFD. Now if I'm looking for one that's 150 degrees, I know that angle BFD is 180 degrees. We found that up here with our straight angles. And 180 degrees minus 30 degrees is 150 degrees. So we could say that it is angle CFD or DFC. Another one that we can look at, though, is right up here. I have 90 degrees plus 60 degrees is 150 degrees. So angle BFE or EFB. Now an angle of 120 degrees, I notice that I have a 90 degrees plus 30 degrees is 120 degrees. So angle AFD, or you could say DFA. And vertically opposite of EFD, so EFD, vertically opposite, is BFC, or you could say CFB. Congruent means the same, so we're looking at angle AFC. That looks like it's 90 degrees if we add the 60 degrees and the 30 degrees. So our 90-degree angle is AFE or EFA. Now let's look at this one. I want to find an angle that's complementary to angle POQ. So I know that complementary means that it needs to add up to 90 degrees. So right here would be 90, ROP. So that means I need this angle right here, that 20-degree angle. So the angle complementary to it would be this one right here, which is angle QOR, or you could say ROQ. Remember, O is the vertex of the angle. So 90 minus the 20. Okay, now let's look at the next one. I want to find one that's supplementary to angle QOR. So QOR is 20 degrees, and if it's supplementary, it needs to make a straight line. So a straight line would be QOT. So that means I need the angle right in here. We already have this part, so I need this second blue part. So we would say ROT or TOR. Supplementary to SOT, here's SOT, and again we want a straight line. So our straight line then would be TOP or POT. We could also look at this way if we wanted to do the other part of the line. So we have SOT already, so we need SOQ or QOS. Vertically opposite to angle SOQ. So there's SOQ, vertically opposite is right here. You can see where the lines intersect. So we could say TOP or POT. Vertically opposite to QOP, here's the two lines. So vertically opposite is right here. So we can say SOT or angle TOS. Congruent to ROS. So angle ROS is a right angle. And here's a right angle, and we know that it's a right angle because 70 degrees plus 20 degrees is 90 degrees. So we could say angle POR or ROP. An angle that is exactly 110 degrees. So we know that 90 plus 20 is 110. So we could say angle QOS or SOQ. There's another one though too. If we look at this, we have 70 degrees plus we also have another degree that equals 180 degrees. We know this is a straight line. And 180 degrees minus 70 degrees is 110 degrees. So we could also say angle POT or angle TOP. You can also notice that these are intersecting lines right here and vertically opposite. So they're vertically opposite angles. An angle of 70 degrees is angle POQ. POQ is right here, or QOP, and that was a given of 70 degrees. Also, if you wanted to look at it, also for vertically opposite angles, SOT or TOS. An angle of 160 degrees. Here we have 70 degrees. We know that opposite angles, vertically opposite angles are equal, so there's 70 degrees. And now if we're looking at 160 degrees, we know that that was the 70 degrees plus the 90 degrees. So it's 160 degrees, which is angle ROT or TOR. Now let's look at two pairs of vertically opposite angles. If we look at GJH, vertically opposite is LJK. So GJH and KJL. Again, you could say that this is LJK if you wanted to. If we look at GJL, then we also can look at HJK. Two angles, sorry, that are supplementary to angle LJK. So we have LJK, so supplementary is going to make the straight line. So right in here, we would say that it is angle HJK. In other words, when we add these two angles together, they're 180 degrees. Or we could also say supplementary be this top part. So we could say angle GJL. Two straight angles? Well, we have angle HJL and GJK. Again, they make 180 degrees or straight lines. And an angle congruent to GJL. Again, vertically opposite angles are equal, so we could say HJK. I hope that helped with understanding different properties of angles and that we can name them with the different names, but also some properties as far as the names of them and the degrees. And thank you so much for watching.